Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of 103.5 Overtake FM. Today I'm here with two special guests, Ek and Keeper, and along with our usual cast of NX, Sip, and unfortunately Yi is sick today, so he could not attend. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing
Oh,
today?
I feel like we could have given
For
them more of an
me,
introduction.
hello.
Well,
Yeah.
how's everyone doing? Everyone have a good week? Have a good weekend?
My week's been confusing, but it's all right. I'm coping hard.
Everyone's coping right now.
Yeah, these are
And,
confusing times.
Yeah.
I had a normal weekend.
Normal weekend?
Nothing
Yeah.
great, nothing special.
Good
What
to
about
hear.
you, Ek?
Yeah,
Everything
I'm
all
happy.
right?
I've got a new setup, so
Oh,
I
happy with
saw.
that. Busy
Nice.
week, building lots of shit. Desks,
Uh,
computers, but it's good. It's chill.
it's good to hear. Good to hear.
Speaking of new shit, I just want to touch. That was smooth. Huh? Speaking of new shit, so I mean, I kind of picture myself as kind of Overtake FM's resident old man, because I'm gonna be honest, I was not aware that Project Apex had an official league before it was re-announced. So can you just tell me, just tell me a bit about that? Give me some background. Well, why is it coming back now, and why was it on hiatus in the first place?
I think calling it a hiatus is a bit kind, to be honest.
It's in
Would you like-
hibernation. How about
Would you
that?
pull a Yi and just completely kill the league for like 2 or 3 years?
So yeah, Rabbit set up the league originally last year when the game got taken down. I had nothing to do with it, and Rabbit, as good as a programmer he is, he's not exactly great at owning leagues.
Wait, you had nothing to do with it?
Yeah, originally when that was set up, I wasn't on the team anymore. I'd left at that point. So I had nothing to do with the first iteration of it. I think about July 21, we'd said, "Yep, let's get this going." But the game itself was a bit poor in development state. Let's say it's in development hell. So I thought, okay, let's try and at least get the league going to try and get some motivation back. Then the game started getting picked back up again. So I thought, okay, can't be asked with the league anymore, to be honest. This was Rabbit's idea, not mine. I don't want to do it. And I think the reason we restarted it is, you know, when you just get that feeling when it's just like, yeah, I want to do that now.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, we all want to go race. All right, damn.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean, you
what's your thoughts on the Paro stuff that's going on?
The Paro? What's that?
Like the Project Apex
Project Apex
recently.
League. Yeah,
Oh.
the unofficial one, the unofficial one.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
Oh,
on
the
that?
unofficial league.
Yeah, now that you've resurrected your own real league, what's your thoughts on that one now?
I mean, they're doing their own thing, so I don't really have that much to say about them. They do their own thing. I don't think they're a threat to our league, if that's what you're asking or anything. If I think of them like that, it's just, they're another league like anyone else. It's just they use our private servers. So
Did people used to confuse them for you guys? Like the actual official league?
no. I think the fact that we announced that the league is official and that they've not had... Well, it also helps that it says unofficial in their name. When you look at their Discord, I think it says
okay.
unofficial. Or that one of their groups, it says unofficial. And they always use that when they're branding themselves and talking about the league and in advertisements. So when he first started up the league, I think it's Pyra. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah,
I was very specific that you have to say this is not official.
Mhm.
So he has stuck to that quite well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good of them. What was because I know you were talking about the whole thing like, oh, we lost motivation to, carry on with the league. It was messy. So what was that process like of bringing the league back?
I mean, it was kind of just, as I said, it was a spur of the moment thing. Like, fuck it, why not? So I'm not exactly cushioning my words there, but it was basically just that. And, I'd already had experience from owning leagues in the past. So I basically just looked at what I did back then. I just did it again. There was a big learning process, and there still is. because when I owned leagues 2019 versus now, it's quite a big difference. Very different climate. So having to learn, but it really wasn't that much different from what other people would do. I'd say, just writing a rule book, getting a sign up sheet done. So yeah.
Well, what leagues did you own? You mentioned you used to own leagues back in 2009. What leagues were they?
So the PA League is called Formula S, and that's what the league I used to own was called as well.
Formula S.
Tank League back
Interesting.
in 2017, 18, 19.
Tank League, holy shit. Actually, what does the S stand for? Formula
Yeah.
S. Was that?
Was
I
that-
have no
Don't tell-
idea.
Don't tell me
I-
it's speed. I'm
No, I was looking through.
gonna be irrationally angry.
No,
Formula Speed just pulls up a photo of like Speed, the actual Twitch streamer.
Formula Ronaldo. Keeper, did you race in this league?
No, no,
Or did
no,
you-
no. I went in 2020. I started row racing. So that was
Oh,
way before
wow.
my time.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the unofficial PA league? You there?
No, I
Or-
didn't do any race
I did
because
sign,
it
but you just
collided with
completely
another
died.
league, so that's why. But I did because I was also busy making a livery for the official one. So
Yeah. And
luckily I got in.
mhm.
Seems kind of hectic.
And
Uh,
as a obviously your reputation literally precedes you. You're known as one of the forefronting drivers in row racing right now. Like household names in row racing are Decare, you, and a few other individuals such as Joshua Dev. Obviously Eck as well. He's also a household name. In regards to that, like
Household.
what's your thoughts on like the way the community perceives you?
Yeah, well, there was a time I was like driving in the biggest leagues. I took a giant break, but now I'm focusing on getting back again. So the time I was gone was because my Discord account was removed, and now I'm trying to get now I'm trying to get back in the. But yeah, that everyone still knows me, so luckily that's not a new process to go through. So yeah, that's basically. I'm lucky to be the persons that everyone knows because there are a lot of people that nobody knows trying to get in big leagues, and that's really shit process. But
does
eventually, everyone has to go through it.
Because I
does it
remember.
feel weird to kind of be? No, sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead.
No, I insist.
Okay, all right.
PewDiePie.
All right.
Sorry, sorry. The inner Drake in me just got out.
All right. Yeah.
God,
21.
keeper, can you say something for me?
Yeah. All right. Anyways, but yeah, no, but I remember as well. In RF, up to the third race, it was about like a four-way title. It was between me, you actually, and my teammate Thebo 210, and then all of a sudden you just like dropped off the grid and disappeared, and I just got so confused. I'm like, well, where did this guy go? And then I heard someone tell me you got in some other league basically with that, and then your account got banned, a bunch of things, and I just didn't know what happened. So it's kind of good to know what actually happened now.
Yeah, that was in the time of RRA, so
Yeah.
that was a big league, like the biggest leagues competing with Ion and all those other leagues. So basically, I had to make time and I had to remove RIF, but it was such a fun league. So
Yeah.
Is it weird being a Roblox celebrity, kind of? In like the row racing scene, at least.
You could have said that any other way. I'm sorry.
What? What did I say?
I don't know why that just. Okay.
Why
keep
did that
going.
sound sus?
No,
No, I need to hear this.
just keep going. Keep going.
Keeper, did you think that was weird? What was I? Did I say something weird?
Nope.
No
That was
comment.
normal.
no comment.
Yeah, see, Fave, dickhead. Sorry. Okay. So is it weird, kind of being like a row racing celeb?
Kind of sus, man. But yeah, well, no.
No. Do people
No.
kind of like? Do people kind of bug you about it, or like I don't know, maybe
No.
just like spam it. Really?
No.
All right. I would have expected there'd be a bit more, because I think Ek, you have kind of that thing, right, where people just kind of DM you out of the blue.
Yeah, but they normally all relate just to questions about PA, so I kind of expect that.
Okay then. Like was it what you said, like using you as a personal Google or whatever, right?
Pretty much. It's normally people either asking questions about the game or asking how to do something in studio.
Oh, so in studio.
Crap.
I guess YouTube doesn't exist.
I want to kind of redirect it back to you, just because this new league I'm still kind of in the dark of. So, I mean, before shutting it down, the older league that you were involved with, were there like some parts of that league that you really liked and you just wanted to bring it in to here, to like the newer league?
The 2019 one.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things I like. I don't think there's a lot of things that we can bring back from it, because the league in 2019 was a car creation one. So we'd write a rulebook and give out a base template of just wheels and a seat. And then
So it was like a
car on top of it.
Oh, so it was like a proper constructors championship then. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you've ever seen Alex DA's RSCA league, I think it's called, it's an endurance one. It was very similar to that, except because it was tank, and this is the reason why it was tank. The chassis would actually affect performance.
What
So
was
you need
No,
to know
sorry.
how to build a proper chassis and balance weight and weight distribution and stuff. And it was always really interesting to see what teams could come up with. And yeah, we got some good and some terrible cars out of it.
what was policing that like? Because you just like you made me think about how
Yeah.
you mentioned the whole dynamic thing and whatever, and how things change so much.
That's how
Surely
we-
there were some things
yeah.
that like they were just
sounds
at that
Mhm.
borderline of cheating or whatever. How do you police something like that?
Generally, it
Sounds-
was quite easy. I think no one really tried to circumvent the rules. I think they were written quite tightly. Because essentially, the only thing that you could do with your car chassis is change the weight of it. And there were quite strict rules on like minimum, not minimum weight, but like minimum density per part. So we just basically ran it through scripts to see if anything was under that, and people did find loopholes. So with brick cars, you would put parts on top for decals. They're called decal bricks.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah.
had a rule where if the part was transparent and had a main objective of being just for your livery,
It didn't
then
count.
you could make it massless. The thing was, if someone found out if they made their unions in a very certain way, they could put decals all over that and make that the livery, so that entire car was just massless.
Jeez.
That's big
So we
brain
have had-
though.
It
That's part
was
of the
big
sport,
brain.
baby.
It didn't work.
It
It
must have
wasn't
been
a very good car.
Must have
It
been a
was big brain.
rapid. Yeah, I'm assuming it would have been a rapid in a straight line, but I would have like next to no downforce.
Christmas present livery, bro. Was there like a prize pool in that league? It sounds quite big.
It
Very
was
small.
I think because it was 2019. Not many people were around yet, so it had
Okay.
150 people in the Discord. This was
That is pretty
mainly
small.
before the massive explosion. So 150 would have been considered somewhat big back then.
Oh.
I think our league server now is over 1,000. So by modern standards,
Wow.
it was very small. But I think the prize fund might have been like 2,000 Robux for the winner.
I mean, that's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Actually, because I know a lot of big leagues have prize pools as well now for their leagues. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case with the new PA league, right? There's a prize pool,
Yeah, I haven't decided what it will be, but yeah, just
Yeah.
have one.
and we're paying for it.
It's like taxes. Nothing's free.
Nothing's free, bro. I don't care. I mean, just throwing money at something I like, anyways.
Yeah, except you don't. Bro, I kind of like. All right, I'm not gonna go there because I don't want to go on a rant about how bad taxes are where I am.
Freaking, you went on this rant Was it like a couple of days ago when we were
Yeah.
something about the teachers and whatever?
Yeah.
I don't want to get you started on that. I want to get back to
Yeah.
the topic at hand.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna have
New
a few
PC.
choice words. I'm gonna have a few choice words for the Canadian government.
So
But I don't want. I don't feel like
Good.
getting deported. So yeah. A lot of. So I've
Relax,
been really
bro.
paying attention. I've been okay. I've been really paying attention, honestly, lately with PA, and I've noticed you guys. It seems you guys have had lots of work going on in the background. Lots of. It seems like you guys are gearing up for like a big update or release. Like, you want to tell us a little bit about that, or are you just trying to keep it under the covers right now?
We have a lot of stuff going on, yeah. Whether or not it's all for one big update, I won't say because I don't like to make promises like that. But I mean, we have a lot going on. Let's say we've got plans as well going quite far into the future now. I think last night we had just written up the 2023 design document, so
wow,
we
Oh,
do
wow.
have plans into the future.
And
That's
how long do
pretty
you think
impressive.
you can expand the longevity of this game to the point where it'll last, and then eventually you guys are going to have to like make a PA2 or whatever it's called, or is that just something that you guys haven't gotten to yet?
why would you want to make a sequel?
I feel like with our game, it's kind of like Minecraft in the way that they've never made a sequel, they've only ever expanded on it.
Yeah,
If you compare, I don't know what the latest version of the game is, to be honest, 1.19 or something,
Minecraft,
and compare that to, say, 10 years ago, 1.2, I think it was 10 years ago. They've added so much and changed so many of the core mechanics, but they've never had to actually change like the base of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I feel like that's how I'd like to describe PA. It's quite modular, and if we do need to make any major changes, there's not really any point in saying this is a sequel.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of major, Project
Yeah.
Apex just hit 8 million visits. I mean,
Yeah, congratulations,
that's a
round of
massive.
applause.
Congrats from all of us.
Congratulations.
What does that feel like? Did you like throw a party?
No, actually, it felt very underwhelming.
What?
After you get past 1 million, it's just kind of like, oh, cool.
Oh.
So we had a party
I
for
would've
1 million,
figured.
but anything after that, it's just okay. Another
What
million.
about when you
I
reach?
guess.
What about when you reach 10 million? And I'm pretty sure you will. 10 million. What about that? You gonna do something exciting for that? Because I know you got the 2 times money bonus.
I don't know. We haven't reached it yet, so.
How?
I mean, I think it will be a bigger celebration. It won't just be, oh, okay, nice, but
Just give me a car like just covered in confetti. That'd be great.
I mean, also talking about like longevity and stuff. A question to the both of you. I'm just more like a general question, but like, is there any like older Roblox games or like racing games that you guys used to frequent that kind of like, brought back a lot of memories? Something to, I guess, more of like, how do I describe this? It's kind of hard to describe. Like, was there a game that kind of inspired you eventually to go into road racing for Keeper and for you X to start your own game?
RIA.
Yeah, we all start somewhere.
RIA. That was
RIA?
the game. Yeah. So I was playing this game, and then I met some dude, and basically I was just trolling around in the server. He said he was doing row racing league, and I was like, what? What's that? So eventually I found out what it was, joined the Discord server, started row racing, and that's how it escalated. And now I do basically row racing every weekend now. But yeah, that's how I started.
What about before this? Like, were you always in like racing when you got to Roblox,
No.
or were you like?
No.
Because I know Fave did aviation, row aviation.
I
What
still
did you
do
do?
it.
Yeah, I did play a lot of aviation games, but racing was
Ah.
I never played racing. But then I started driving in RIA, and then I did leagues, and that's how it went.
So you start. What were there any games that you remember back then from when you used to just play aviation games?
Yeah, it was called, what's the name? You had the real liveries in there. It's still
Is it-
around now.
Is it called SFS?
No. It
What
was
about
like
row aviation?
no, but I did start with by a PTFS, Pilot Training Flight Simulator.
Oh
yeah, I'm
yeah,
still
that
there. I just
game.
last
And then
night
I-
I was in the ATC 24.
But I played it when it was point system, so not minutes.
Yeah, I remember
So
that too.
really
I
a
used to
Oh
play
yeah,
too.
the
Yeah, I
point
remember that.
system. I remember that.
I remember
too.
that too.
Yeah. I was
Damn,
such a
alright.
tryhard.
I feel
And,
like a lot of people. No, sorry.
Yeah, what about you, Ek? Like, where'd you start?
Also, Roy Vision, right?
Yeah, I'm quite similar to Keeper, except my first experience with row racing was Wesley's game. Not his current one. He had the 2016 Hangout, which imagine Formula Roblox, but worse in every single way, and that's basically what it was. I found a guy in it called Flumpy Zeus who said, "Wow, you're really quick. You should come and do Wesley's OHR League." So then I joined that, and then that's how I started racing.
I was gonna say, I feel like oh, you want to go ahead,
Sorry, you go.
Dave?
You go. You go.
I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of people in row racing came from row aviation first. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
In this call right now, everybody except for me came from row aviation.
Well, Ek, you used to be in the row
Yeah.
aviation.
Yeah,
Oh, what'd you usually do?
Just
What,
like-
what games?
I did
guy, he
do
just-
like roleplay airline stuff. So you know,
Yeah.
like Le Mans and
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah. I was just mainly PTFS, and I still am. One that I'm kind of interested in right now is Project Flight. That game looks really good. Lots of potential. Great
Oh, that game.
graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
right
actually
now in
bought that
alpha.
game. I bought that game.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I
now it's
bought
in
that game.
right now it's in alpha, but I feel like once they launch the ATC servers for that, it's gonna be really interesting.
But honestly, I still like Flightline. If you know what is Flightline.
I don't like the mechanics of
Flightline?
Flightline. It's really strange to me. The mechanics. are really
Flightline
weird.
was. It cost Robux, right? Earlier. Flightline.
Yeah, it did. It did. When it
was
was
like
in alpha.
200 Robux.
Yeah, when it was in alpha.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and
You
I
want
mean, we've already talked to Ag about this in previous episodes, but Keeper, obviously, road racing is absolutely not a stranger to toxicity and just abhorrent behavior. Have you ever had like a really bad encounter with someone while road racing?
Yes, of course. Basic. That was always at the start. Now it doesn't really show, but at the start when you're new, you really encounter people. So they got
What ab-
talking shit about you, and basic shit.
Mm-hmm. And is there any
Is
one?
there something that you
incident-
noticed?
Sorry, is there like
No, sorry,
any
Faith,
one?
go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah. Is there like any one incident that like really stood out to you that you remember?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, was there anything that just kind of, I don't know, maybe really messed you up? Because I know it's just a Lego game. But actually, better question: do you like disconnect yourself completely from it afterwards? Because I know some people are like
I probably-
unhealthily on Roblox.
I probably did, but I don't remember it. But I did have time where I was like, shit, what am I doing? I'm probably wasting my time now. But but yeah, I don't remember the name or who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that I mean road racing and I feel like at some point, I think more so like last year, I feel like I haven't really seen much drama since then. But you feel like road racing kind of is almost synonymous with being toxic. I mean, like, do you think it kind of ruins the racing as well a little bit? Like when you're racing more with a grudge as opposed to say I'm racing just for fun. You just say I want to race to prove this guy wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
Were you always?
I
Yeah,
had
you race like
always-
that.
Yeah. When there was a dude who was talking shit or being really toxic, I was like, hey, that's the dude. I had to beat him. I really had to beat him.
I have to beat this guy.
Otherwise-
Is there anything
Yeah.
you notice with some of these toxic people? I don't know. Maybe it's like something that they all kind of have in common. Like maybe something that you can just kind of tell about them based on the way all of them acted. Is that something that you?
They think they are the fastest.
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, that's always.
That's almost every driver, though.
Yeah, but these guys really think that they are like the owner of the server or the owner of the league. They are the most toxic.
Being entitled, I guess.
Yeah, entitled. Yeah.
I mean, luckily you get to brag about that. You're one of the fastest now.
Yeah.
Actually, how-
well, if I go into a really hot league, like
No, sorry, go on.
when there's macho or and basically those guys, you can't really brag. No one can brag.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And
I was gonna ask. No, sorry.
yeah,
We
and-
keep doing this.
yeah, sorry, it's okay. And then general question as well for all of you. I mean, as you guys are driving, I like the feel of like a controller because I just feel like it gives me more input, and it's just what I'm used to. Because even when I was a kid and everything, I would always play racing games with a controller. What do you guys use? You guys use keyboard, mouse, or controller?
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what I was gonna ask.
Oh,
Took the words right out my mouth. That's perfect.
yeah.
Because like I always notice that like some of the fastest drivers, they're using mouse control. Do you use mouse control?
no, I use controller.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
was really that's why
Yeah, mouse
was really off
controls-
me.
Yeah, exactly. It feels really strange to me. Like I don't get it. It's weird.
Do you guys know
Mouse
anyone that? Sorry. Do you guys know anyone that has, or like you maybe yourself, play with like a steering wheel? I don't even know if it's possible.
I know he used to.
Yes.
He used to.
He does it.
Yeah.
He-
Well,
and
Yeah.
some other dude, when I started, he said he was like the fastest, and I was like, "How you so quick?" He said, "Steering wheel." I said, "What?"
He used a steering
Really?
wheel and I still beat him.
How do you connect the steering wheel though?
I don't know. Ask him. He'll tell you.
Oh wait, you know that?
Xbox.
Oh,
Yeah, but
was it? I know that Roblox actually they put PS4 controller compatibility, in, so it's not just Xbox controllers.
Ek,
You
what
don't
about
need
you?
like
What
an
do you
emulator
use?
now or whatever. What, me or?
No, Ek, what do you use?
Oh.
Yeah, I used keyboard, but I don't race anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a
haven't
keyboard
done
guy.
competitive race since May 2020.
Mm.
How do you remember that?
Thinking of getting back into it?
I just have a very good memory. No, I think I didn't exactly enjoy racing that much. I felt it was always too sweaty, and I would always just turn up 5 minutes of practice and just.
That is literally me nowadays. That is literally me.
Yeah, same, basically.
I used to be like, I used to be there like properly like practicing for 2 or 3 days. Now I just show up 5 minutes before a race and just drive.
We can't just, we got to remember why we're here. We're here to have fun, sweat our
I
asses
just
off.
don't have to be honest. I don't really like the racing part anymore. That's why this is gonna be my last season, and I'm thinking of maybe just moving more into management or doing FIA stuff. Because
Yeah, I mean, I
Love
kind of moved out of
Do
that.
that.
yeah.
it's a lot less
God,
stressful.
yeah.
Plus, I have the experience now as well.
I'm,
And no
I
one-
just
no
be a
one-
safety
no one
car
can, like-
driver, bro.
Yeah, and no one can say like I have like invalid credentials. Like no, I faced 2 people that literally gave me a run for my money, and I still won. I have my wins. I have my experience. I can do what I want now.
Happy.
I don't have to. Because that's what I really don't
Right.
like about this community as well. Like they think that like let's say someone with experience or they just go and immediately talk crap about them, and they're like, oh, you don't know anything, you used to suck, you used to do this, like you don't know anything, why are you like an official and stuff. Because I've seen this happen some like leagues I was in where the race officials would receive so much heat because they're like they've never raced before, they've never done this, they've never done that, and these officials, I've known them, I'm like, no, these guys used to race with me, I know they race good, like they know what they're doing, you know what I mean? It's like I
Actually,
think it's kind of unfair in that sense.
Ek, are you going to be part of the race officials team for the New Pay League, or are you just going to be like purely staying as a dev?
I think I have to, just for the fact I haven't found anybody yet for like hosting the league with me.
Hmm.
I would rather have someone else host it than myself, but yeah, I think I will have to.
So you're
Isn't
going to be a host as well?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, since you did say that you kind of had some experience in the past, was that a hassle for you? Like sometimes I find that hosting is just so tiring. I'm just not up for it sometimes, or maybe I'm disappointed that maybe some people don't turn up. I mean, does that kind of stuff get to you? Does it wear
Back
you out?
then- Yeah, back then it did. I think, especially, I'm not sure so much now because I haven't owned a league in a while. but it was a very thankless job. You know, you would set up the tracks, you'd spend hours testing if they actually worked, writing rule books and stuff just for like 10 people to show up. And then like half of them wouldn't finish the race, or I think we had one race, genuinely one person turned up.
Wow.
It was on the same day as one of the F1 Grand Prix. The thing is the race was scheduled after the Grand Prix.
Right.
Like hours after, and everyone was like, "Oh no, we're watching the post-race shows. We can't be," or it might have been Le Mans or something like that. They're like, "No, we want to watch this instead. We can't be bothered to turn up." So, yeah, stuff like that definitely did kind of gets to you. Why spend all this time just for no one to turn up?
Never thought of it like that. It's like a thankless job. That's a good analogy. That's a good way to describe it. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew someone who owned another league as well at the time. I was very good friends with him, and he would say the exact same things. And he would get good attendance every race. He would be getting consistent attendance, and even he was like, "Yeah, it's thankless. After every race, you get 3 people yelling at you that you made the wrong call. You know, you give someone a penalty, they start sending abuse to you." On the topic earlier of what you were talking about with Keeper of toxicity, from a league owner's perspective, that's very real as well.
Yeah.
I may or may not have used to been one of those individuals that would pester the DMs of the league owners.
I've got some very interesting stories to tell about that if you guys want to hear. I don't know how long they'll go on for.
Tell us
That'd be
one or
done.
two.
I mean, last time you said you had stories for last time anyway. You know? I mean, if you brought them, let's hear them.
Yeah, so I think that the first one, I wasn't a league owner yet. I was co-hosting or like official for the league that I mentioned, the friend I had. And we all raced in another league by this other guy. It was called WRA, I think. Have you guys ever heard of that league before?
Yeah.
No.
Like
The Keeper
Command
one.
Control. And this was years ago, and we had some like big drama between each other. I can't remember what started it, but I think we were doing his Indy 500, and mid-race he changed one of the rules on pitting. So it basically
During the race?
Yeah. So one of the rules was when a caution comes out, you're not allowed to pit until the pit lane opens. He changed the rules for that. Just about, I think it was like 30 to go. So the guy who was running like 9th now was leading the race because he hadn't pit yet. Ended up taking out us top guys, and it just fucking blew up in like the massive situation at the time. And I think from a league owner perspective, I'm looking at it from his end and our end as drivers. You know, it was very toxic. I think I don't know how to describe it really. You had to kind of be there to see it because we were there in like our Discord making memes about it and shit posting in his one.
Oh my god.
People would then from our league started to go into his one and started to like harass him, and we were having to no, don't go that far. It's not that deep, man.
This literally sounds like when the Formula Racing and when it used to be called FRA, not VOR Racing beef was going on.
Oh my
It
God.
literally sounds like the exact same thing.
Did you ever have to take advice for running a league? Because you said you knew some people. Did you ask them for advice? Like, yo, what should I do if they just start doing this?
Not really, because I was there. Normally, when most of the stuff happened, I was there in the other leagues when it had already happened. So we, in my league, we never had this massive toxicity thing. I think I had a policy, and I still kind of do, of being quite isolationist. You know, I don't care too much what happens in Greater Row Racing now, and I didn't then. But anytime we had drama, anytime we had issues, I was already there when another league had the issue.
Do you think you're gonna deal with it fine with the new pay league? I mean, because this is bound to be one of the biggest leagues. Surely it's gonna have its, fair share of bad apples. What do you think?
Yeah, we will. I mean, I think every league, any server on Discord is going to have its bad apples. It's going to
Believe me,
have the
Sip
people
and
that
me know
dislike.
this. Sip and me know this after last season.
Yeah, it hurts.
All I can say is we will just ban them and just forget about them. Generally, I don't remember people's names from this toxicity or anything they do. You know, we have had people start drama in our old league. They got banned. I don't remember their name. I don't remember what they said. So I don't really care that they did it.
I
So
feel like
it is
though,
kind of that
yeah.
mentality.
I feel like
But that kind
though,
of hurts
not
sometimes.
not to call out Sip or anything, but I feel like this, like some people, they don't deserve as many chances as they're given because this certain individual we're referring to was given 3 different chances to correct his
I just
behavior.
I don't want to like shut him out completely, bro. I gotta see the good in people.
Yeah, but I feel like some behavior has to have. There's like a point where it's just like, okay, enough's enough. We gave you 3 chances. You know.
Actually, even then, I didn't. He wasn't banned. Like I
Yeah.
just blocked.
Yeah.
Only just last week I found out he left the server, so that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, because it's like if I ban him now, I don't want to give him like a bad final impression
Mm-hmm.
of what I'm like, and two, what the league is like, right?
Mm.
Because you know how some of these people, they're like, oh, I did nothing wrong, and they shut me out. You know what I mean? Those kind of
Yeah, yeah.
people, they play. Like, did you have experience with someone like that? And I mean, how would you think you would handle it
And
with
the
this
thing is,
new
When I
league?
these
first
people.
joined, I was that person. See,
Yeah.
I a bit unashamedly caused a lot of drama back when I started, so I was given a lot of
Same
second
here. I
chances.
think we all did.
Um,
I think we all did.
I think with my mentality, you get 1 second chance. If you still start doing it, you're gone. I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care what you think. I don't
Yeah.
care anything. You just
To
gone.
be fair,
You
a
can't deal
warning
with
was
that.
given, so
Yeah, but I
I
feel
mean,
like
we,
as
we had a
well.
guy actually like that back then. Really funny document was made out of it. I'll share that at some point. But he started trying to like join our league servers all the time on like hundreds of alts.
Oh my god.
And the guy that I mentioned that I knew for some reason wasn't banning them straight away. So he kept giving him chances. It's like just fucking
Sip.
get rid of it, man.
Sip.
Eventually he did. But
what did I do?
I'm playing.
Keeper, are you planning to join the new league? Actually, have you been
Yeah.
teammates with someone like that? Have you been teammates with someone that's like, they played the victim card, or they got banned, or they got like.
Yeah, most definitely. I was like, bro, it's your fault, but I can't really say it in his face because like I was teammates with him, but I really knew it was his fault and he was doing it on purpose.
And
But yeah,
yeah, a question for Keeper and Ek. How does the dynamic go? As in, like between when Ek you see like a big row racer, like let's say someone like Keeper, Decare join the server, and they give you some input. And Keeper, how do you think that goes as well when you're also like in a server where you're known as a good racer, like a big racer, a fast racer, and you're giving input to some big devs, like let's say Ek or Josh or something. Like, how does that go usually?
Good.
Because I know some
Um,
people. I remember at one point Decare gave some input in our array or something, for something to change in the chassis, and I know that Josh did that, and then like everyone hated Decare for like a long time or whatever it was
Yeah.
because no one liked it.
you have to look at basically what the league is about because you can't really change the whole dynamic of a car because you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
You basically have to know, well, how does this car react, or I don't know how people like it. You can't
Mhm.
just make it your car, your way.
Mm.
But yeah, mostly they listen because this guy has experience, and then they change it. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. People will dislike it and like it. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, I get that. Because there are some people that like they really do push, and I mean
Yeah.
like they properly push. Like we need the car to be like this. Like no, there's no we. It's you that needs the car to be like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That
I just
was-
don't have the heart to tell some
Yeah.
people that.
Yeah, that was me for a time because I personally my driving style, I love a car that I can trust the front end brake late with. because that's just my thing. I brake extremely late. I'm one of the last people on the brakes, but I remember when I joined Sips League, the car just did not deal with that very well at all. Like at all.
Yeah.
You could not brake late with that thing. It would just lock up and send you into the wall. That's why I did have to adjust my style a bit, but that's the thing that I liked about Yee's League is because there was R&D, so you could and there was aero packages and stuff, so you could adjust how you wanted the car to feel, which I really liked. But
I'm not that bougie,
every
bro. I
league,
can't get
yeah,
that shit.
I know. Every league has its strong points and its weak points. Like Yee's league, I'd say the strong points were obviously the car customizability and the R&D was very well done. The weak point was the fact that there was hella inactive team bosses, and then people were going around saying the cars were rigged, this, and that, and it's like, buddy, the cars aren't rigged. Your team boss just isn't doing any R&D work because he's not paying attention to the league.
Yeah.
I remember I was the team boss of Red Bull, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so our car was the worst. So I thought let's pick it up, and I changed it around and
Yeah, and you guys
hired
literally
guys
started
to
fighting
drive.
for podiums. I remember. You guys literally
Yeah,
started fighting for podiums.
exactly. I started turning it around. Our car became better and better. So I was like, yeah, so it does work. But
Yeah, and then
yeah,
people are like, "Oh, you're hacking this." It's like we're not hacking. Your team boss simply isn't developing your car. That's your guys' problem, not ours.
It's a research issue.
Yeah, I mean, also,
what
yeah.
you
Sorry,
need is
Ek,
driver.
yeah, and Ek,
As
I was
driver,
asking
you
you.
really
Go ahead. You go first. Sorry, you go first. You go first. You go first. Finish up what you're saying.
as driver, you really need a connection with your team boss. If you don't have that, you just can't. I mean, you can have team boss that just talk to and just say, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, all right. But if you have a team boss that listens to you and takes your advice, that's really the best. So in Project Apex, I had a friend of mine who has a team, and I said, yeah, you can sign up for a team. So now I'm gonna drive for him if the league starts. So yeah, I'm really glad about that.
Mm-hmm. And Ek as well. Like I was asking, how do you think that dynamic works between you and when you have a big racer like Keeper and Decare come in and give advice? Like, what do you usually do with that? Would you do actually?
I mean, my job's quite easy from the fact they don't tend to give advice.
That's fair.
We have had advice from Dakar. I don't know if Keeper you've ever said anything to
No,
us before,
I like
but we have had input from league racers, and I just take that on like I would with anybody else. I think everyone's opinion matters, even if it's just someone who only plays the game or someone who is a high level league driver. I think they both have an equal opinion, let's say.
Yeah, and in regards to tunes like that, let's say they want you to change the tune to ask. I'm assuming you don't, but you meet them in the middle. Right?
If we're completely redoing the setup and someone gives us a suggestion for us, then yes. But generally, I don't change it just because someone says that they don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I very much operate on the we can't please everyone philosophy. So I know if we change it, and we do get input from people who do leagues, like, oh, the cars are too easy. And if we change them to make them harder, we would then get other people who prefer the easy cars. Then they'd start, complaining to us that they're too hard. So I just take them all on equally. I don't go and just change immediate things because people gave us feedback. And especially just to add on now with the setups, they're very hard to change anyway, just because not only have people invested lots of time, but with the system we have of buying the cars, it is quite a difficult thing to change it and then not have something completely unexpected to happen. If we make a slight change to say our 2003 car, that could just completely shake up the meta or an accident. And as I can see, Faith, from your bio, or whatever it is, the status, you know quite well games that when they slightly change the meta, everything just goes wrong. So
yeah,
Yeah.
that's we could talk. You could even compare that to a AAA title like COD. Warzone is a big example. They added in. I know it's a little off topic, but it can be very relatable because let's say you change the spell thing. They added in the Cold War guns. The DMR 14 literally broke the game. Like it broke the game. And
I mean, even within just Modern Warfare itself, right now, the current guns they've got. I assume you've played it.
oh yeah,
Or at least
I'm a
watched it.
I have Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, all the old ones. I'm really good at COD.
You know the SPR, I think it's called that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone uses it. They make one change to that. That's just going to change the entire.
Exactly.
Online.
Everyone's gonna go like the Car 98, the AX50, the HR. They're gonna go use something else, and then that's gonna become the meta.
Pretty much, and so it might sound like a slight tangent, but it's the same thing. We make one slight change, everything goes wrong.
That's like as well another thing in my power that's kind of related to that is like say like you could even put that into NBA. The Toronto Raptors before 2018 were not a championship. 2019 they brought in Kawhi Leonard. They got their chip. Like literally the smallest change. They changed one player and they got the championship. It's like the smallest changes will have the biggest effects.
Yeah.
Could be the past, present, or future. And another thing as well that I actually had a genuine question on is I personally I like it, but what is you guys' thoughts on collisions?
Oh my
It
god.
doesn't
in
work.
real racing?
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Like I feel like if the other person, I feel like I personally like collisions because it kind of puts in a little more like I guess a little bit of spice to the to the competition. Because there's actually a risk of you overtaking. Because now if you get hit, you're going off the track. You know what I mean? The thing is, a lot of people aren't very respectful of that, and they get their elbows out. I kind of experienced that last weekend, which hopefully you guys will see in our gameplay video when this drops. But collisions at times, the thing is, not a lot of people are going to be respectful of the fact that you're trying to overtake them, and they're just going to shove you off the track, which is going to suck. But I feel like when people are respectful, it can create some great racing.
Can I say something about collision? So if it does work, right? It does work in NASCAR, but if it works in, let's say F1, it will basically not work because drivers are too fast on the limit. So if you try to overtake, it doesn't work. So they don't respect each other. It's just not going to work with Roblox collision.
Yeah. I saw, I think it must have been a Wesley video. So basically, he just described why it wouldn't work in the first place. That Roblox, on your screen, everybody else moves 3/10 slower than what they're actually moving. So that already causes a problem. Because in our sport, a second is a lifetime. So imagine what imagine what 3/10 of a second is going to do when you're side by side with someone. You're going to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You will get fucked. But yeah.
Ek, personally, what's your thoughts on collisions?
See, the thing is, back then, the guy I mentioned, who I knew who owned the league, he ran a collision league. Back then, we were built different, and we knew how to handle it.
We were built different.
It can work. The system we used to use is we had only the wheels of the car were collide. The body was no collide, and any time that you got alongside someone, you basically had to become a spotter. So everyone was in the same Discord general, and anytime you tried to overtake, you'd be like, I'm on your right, and you'd be like a NASCAR spotter. People would ignore you a lot, and people would send you to a wall, people would try and push you out. Oh, I didn't hear you. Oh, I understood, sorry. Generally it worked.
But I feel like if there was proper FIA managing, like paying attention to every single one of the cars, it could be manageable. But then again, how are you going to find 20 FIA members for each driver to watch them at all times?
Yeah.
What the poor guy who owned it would spot for everybody. He got really good at it, fair enough. Sometimes officials would help, but they tended to be just worse.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always like, I will spot you, but I want you as well to try and spot yourselves. So you would get a lot of just, I'm on your right in the Discord, and sometimes it was very hard to keep track, but I mean, it wasn't too hard.
Mm-hmm.
I have some videos of some very funny moments if I can find them, but I'll post those afterwards.
The first league I was in.
What? Go ahead, Keeper.
The first league I was in was funny. The leak of Critical Studios is one of your devs. And basically after lap 4 they just put on collision, so the wheels. And I didn't know that there was input lag or something, vision lag. So I just thought
Wait, how do you do that?
overtake them. Yeah, I just
How do
overtake
they-
them.
Oh,
You
this
just
reminds me of
overtake
something.
them and
Wait. Keeper, remember first season RAF when Yi turned collisions on and that one alpha got sent halfway across the map?
Bro, the guy's
Yeah. So
he
we were
went
sitting. I remember this.
Alabama.
So we're sitting in so Yi turns collisions on. This is the first season of RAF when it was, not even gonna lie, it wasn't that good of a league. It was a lot of free model stuff. But we were in first
Yeah.
season, right? We're
And
lining up
the
on the
guy-
grid, and a guy spawns in this Alfa Romeo, right? And there was like these free model chairs in the pit lane. He knocks into one of the chairs, and I kid you not, his car no clipped and flew halfway through the map. I'm like, bro, what the hell just happened? I have a clip of it somewhere on my computer. I'll find it. I'll show you guys after. But bro, that was really funny. I remember that. But
There are always funny moments when there's collision because it doesn't work
yeah.
with the map. It doesn't cooperate
Doesn't
with
work.
each other.
Yeah, collisions has its moments, but yeah. But anyways, without further ado, we'll wrap this up and we'll move on to our next segment, which is the Formula One news. Very, very, very juicy stuff going on.
Okay.
Ooh.
First
So
things
that's what we're moving
first.
on.
Kevin Magnussen on pole.
K-Mag. King
in
Mag.
a Haas on pole.
King
The
Mag.
same guy who
K-Mag.
didn't have a drive in 2021
My
is
guy.
now in pole position. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, he lost
Well,
it.
yeah, after like 3 laps.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yes,
that was expected. I mean, the Haas is not like it's a front running car. It's definitely better than what it was last year, but
Bruh, it's a lucky pole because it was raining too.
no, he set
Bro.
that off pace, bro. He was before when everyone was running on softs. That was the fastest time that anyone set. Everyone got at least 2 or 3
did
laps
you
of the
watch
soft.
Ferrari? Wait, did you watch Ferrari? Like
I
they put
swear to
Leclerc on
God.
intermediate.
These guys are just clowns at this point, sending out Leclerc on inters.
intermediate when it's not raining.
Yeah, that was an interesting strategy choice by the Scuderia.
and then Leclerc was at turn 1, and then they say box, box, box. He
Yeah.
was like,
And he's
"Bro,
like, I'm
are
at
you
turn
serious?"
1.
bro.
What do you want me to do? Make a U-turn and crash into the cars behind me?
Yes. That's a collision league, bro.
That's fair. Yeah, F1 is a collision league. And Ak, what'd you think of that?
That sprint race was a mess.
What'd you think
No,
of
like,
K-Max
yeah.
pole?
Disappointing because he's not actually on pole today.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't that technically mean that George Russell has 2
Russell is
poles
on
this
pole.
season?
Yeah.
No, but it's still
Technically,
recorded.
yeah.
I feel like that pole position was still recorded though. It's still recorded.
yeah.
Hey,
it's in
but
the
K-Mac
record.
gets the wheel though with the pole wheel. Is it?
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He got it. It's in his record too now, which is nice. I feel like K-Mag has lots of potential when he's given the correct car. And Haas doesn't screw up the strategy. Like 2018 Australia. They had one of the fastest cars, and what did they do? They I feel like they both could have ended up on the podium, both Haas, Grosjean, and thing, because they're running P4 and P5. But I guess Haas doesn't know how to put. They don't know how to,
wankers.
yeah, they don't know how to put. They don't know how to put tires on a car, so that's what happened.
Oh,
there.
Twice, by the way.
Yeah, it didn't even happen once. It happened twice on both cars. They failed on the rear
Oh,
right. I think it
painful.
was.
yeah, the dude got fired.
Yeah, probably.
the gun guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
wheel
the gun
gun
guy
guy.
got fired.
Yeah, he failed to
Oh,
fix
shit.
tires on both of the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
You
happened.
look like what did Binder
then,
says? You look like
They were like a bunch of fucking
rocks.
wankers.
Yeah,
No, before.
and then
he said like you look like a lot.
Okay,
of
well, he didn't
rocks.
say wankers this time.
Yeah,
he said legends.
Look like a bunch of
Legend.
fucking. Didn't he say rock stars?
I don't know.
yeah. He said rock stars first, and the wankers.
Yeah,
I like
and
that
then
though. It's iconic. They look
and
like
then
a bunch of fucking
another
wankers.
thing is, of course, Fernando Alonso being Fernando Alonso, not taking responsibility for accidents he caused and just blaming it on his teammate. That's nothing new.
The
Lance
second
Stroll,
one I feel like was more his fault.
Lance Stroll, still an idiot, still likes to fucking into the barriers.
Still
every single
Canadian.
race. Still Canadian. Disgrace to my country. He should be charged with domestic terrorism at this point.
For fuck's
Sebastian
sake, man.
Vettel. It's kind of hard to
Jesus, man,
see.
relax.
One race
That's your
left for
man.
Sebastian. Yeah, but like I can't
Okay, that
defend
is
him when he's
painful.
trying to kill Sebastian.
One last race for Seb.
One last race for Seb. That's kind of sad, honestly. One of my favorite drivers. Watching him throughout my childhood. I've been watching him ever since like I was 4, which is 2009.
It would be weird to think about because, like, I feel like every year that I've watched F1, Vettel has been there.
Exactly, same here.
So it's gonna be. I think
gonna
I
be
started
weird.
watching 2000. I think 2011 was when I started watching.
2009.
So yeah, it'll be weird.
It's gonna be weird.
Damn, it is gonna be
But
weird.
it's kind of exciting as well seeing new drivers.
Yeah, but
Yeah, of
it's
course.
sad
I'm
to
always
see-
excited for that.
Sad to see the legends go though.
I don't know. Whenever I think of a new age of F1, I never really thought about how we have to say goodbye to some of our favorite drivers.
Yeah,
Is Logan Surgeon? Whatever that guy name is gonna
Sargent,
get,
Logan
I
Sargent.
mean Williams next year.
yeah. Out of the
Well,
quartet,
That
we
depends
used,
on who.
now it's the Twitch quartet, but it used to be the quartet before that used to be Seb, Kimmy, Fernando, and Lewis. But 2 down, 2 to go. Is how it seems. I feel like a lot of people show Lewis too much hate, but once he eventually retires, everyone's gonna realize just how great that guy actually was.
I feel like they don't really celebrate drivers while they're in the sport. It's like once they're gone.
They realize, wow, that's how great of a driver he was.
Same with Seb, bro. Seb have a lot of hater in the like tens, like when he's dominating.
Okay, if you hate Seb, there's actually something.
I feel
else
like
to do. I think
I
if
feel
you
like it's
hate
the
him,
opposite.
yeah, I feel like if you hate Seb, you have like mental problems.
Like when I started to watch F1, like I wasn't one of those people that hated on Seb, but it's like it was more reasonable to hate Seb back then. But if you hate Seb now, why? Like what do my minds do?
What are you doing in life? Like you don't have a life if you hate him and hate on him now.
I mean, I don't really hate on any
Same with
driver.
Bottas though. With Bottas,
What did Bottas do?
He's living life at this point.
Bro, but he's been driving the car naked probably. You know, I've barely not to. This isn't me throwing shade at him. I've barely noticed him past few races.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
because Alpha has had some amazing reliability. I don't know
wait,
what it
who's
is.
gonna
They
like
actually
power
seem
Sauber next year?
they actually seem like they have genuine. Alfa Romeo seems like they genuinely have a quick car. They just cannot sort out the reliability at all. Another thing as well that that I've learned this season is if anyone calls Joe a pay driver, they don't know what they're talking about. That kid is quick.
Who?
Bonnie
but
Joe.
he is.
Joe.
He is.
Oh,
I remember everyone was calling
Yeah.
him a pay driver, and then in literally his first race, he shut them all up.
Yeah, but
Okay, but no,
He's been in the
who's gonna
points.
speak?
He's been in the points so many times this season, but Alpha, remember their Alpha, and decided to blow up his engine. It's like they have a button on their pit wall. All right, he's in the points. Let's blow his engine up. All right, he's in the points. Let's send him into the barriers at Silverstone.
I was gonna. I am a big fan of Joe because I was just so happy and impressed for him. But I mean, the thing about was it when you say he's like a pay driver, just because he's say a driver's performing well, that doesn't mean they're no longer a pay driver because at the end of the day, he was chosen over. Was it
Nick.
Antonio.
Piastri.
was it Porcher?
No, it's Piastri.
No, Nick.
Isn't it
no.
Antonio?
No.
Nick was also.
Oh, was it Mick?
Nick.
I don't know, whatever.
No,
Pe-
Nick.
people
Nick
are-
was also.
Okay, like whatever the case was, people were mad at Joe because he paid for that alpha seat. But I mean, if they want to call him a pay driver, that's them. But just because he's good doesn't mean he's no longer a pay driver. That's how he got there.
Wait,
But he's
who do you
doing
guys
good
think
on it.
Who do you guys think will get the seat for Haas in 2023 next season?
Me.
As much as I don't want to say it, I feel like Mick's gone.
Most definitely.
He has.
I mean,
not
if
been
Ricardo like contact Haas for a seat, then maybe Mix is gone because
No.
Gunter says that.
I
I mean,
honestly
said
think
it. It's like
I honestly
Ricardo
think
from second.
I think
He'll get the
I
seat.
think yeah I think Ricardo's done. I don't think he's coming back to the sport. Honestly speaking,
Ricardo is too expensive.
but I feel like Mexico still shows that he's still capable of giving a performance when the car is how he likes it.
I wasn't able to watch Mexico. It was 3 in the morning for me. I was knocked the fuck out.
It's 3 p.m. for me.
3 p.m. Yeah, you lucky bastard. You got it. Wait, was the race for you at 3 p.m.?
Wait,
3
are you guys
p.m.,
gonna
yeah.
watch the Brazil GP later?
Yeah.
No, I got class. I got class in like 2 hours after that. bro.
Well, I guess it's time for us to wrap up. Ek, Keeper, thank you for coming on the show with us. Ek, again, thank you for coming again. I know we've already had you on
really
the show
do.
before.
Thank you.
Really thanks. Thanks for that. Keeper, thanks for coming up on the show. And I guess
No.
everyone, until next time. See ya.
Goodbye.
Until the next
Bye.
episode. Bye.